Alright, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Dfalt. So in today's video, I'm gonna be giving you my MW3 Remastered or HMW settings. So right quick, I'm just gonna go through my settings. That way you guys can go and copy those down. So these are my graphics settings. I mostly have all this disabled besides the server latency and the FPS. And then brightness, I have it like barely visible or like easily visible. Kind of like in the middle. And then these are my display or video settings. Now for the FOV and then the FOV scale, you could change these without like using these like little bars right here. All you want to do is hit like the little squiggly line on your keyboard that's like right next to the escape key, and then at the top you get like this little pop-up at the top, and then you can just type in CG underscore FOV, and then you can just change your FOV from there. So you just put like anything you want. Now if I was you, I would just probably have it around like the same thing as me and leave everything else how it is. Now I have my CG FOV scale at 1, but then I changed it to put 1.1. But I don't see any reason why you want to play your game with your FOV more than at what I have it at. It's because it's just gonna look crazy, and it might be harder to like hit shots or something like that. But I'll just leave it like that. Or you could just go in a private match and you can go mess around with it and just play however you want. It's all personal preference, but this is what I play, and this is the scale and the FOV that I have. So after that, you want to make sure that whatever your monitor refresh rate is for your monitor, make sure you set it to that. So I have a 144 hertz monitor, and then you want to make sure you play in 1920 by 1080, and then have cache shaders disabled, and make sure you play in full screen. And then you want to make sure that you have your advanced video settings set to your graphics card. Mine is RTX 4060, and then have on sync every frame. I have that on. I have this on auto on, and I pretty much have all this on normal. I'm pretty sure like when you first get on this game, it's all on like extra or high, whatever it's called. I put everything on normal because I want to make sure I get like all the FPS I can. And then I have all this on like this. You don't want to change this. Apparently if you change this or like you go any higher, like it's gonna make the game look even better, but apparently it's not good. So I would just leave this how it is and make sure it's on 2x. And then bullet impacts I have on, and then dynamic light limit I have on 8, and then ragdoll you could turn it off or on, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't do anything. It's just like when you like die or you kill someone, their body like flies or like whatever, ragdolls. Okay, so you want to hit the little squiggly line underneath their escape key, and you want to type in /com underscore max FPS, and I have mine set to 250. Now it might be different for you, so you want to make sure like you type in /com underscore max FPS and then space, and then put it to 250. I wouldn't go any higher than this because apparently you will be like all over the place. Like you'll probably be feeling like you're on skates. So I would have it set to 250. And for my audio, I don't have my audio that loud. I have it like kind of like, I don't know what you even call this, but I have it right here because I be listening to music and stuff like that when I play. I have this on auto detect. I have all this disabled. I don't know, I get real annoyed whenever I like hear all this shit in the background. So I got all this like disabled. I got like this enabled, this enabled. I got voice chat enabled. People talk sometimes in the game chat. And then I have all this right here like this. And then for my controllers, so one thing about me is, so right now I'm currently using an Xbox controller, but I have paddles on the back. But I also do play with a PS5 controller, and I just like switch between the two. But first, I'm just going to show you all the settings I have for the Xbox controller. So I'm just going to go down and show you all. So I have everything like this. And I play with vibration disabled. I don't know, I just don't like playing with vibration. And for my sensitivity, sometimes I change this. Like before I even started making this video, I had it like, I think I had it like 1313 or 1212. But then I started changing it a little bit. So I use 710. And then for your dead zone, it's all up to you. and then make sure aim assist, you have all that on. And yeah, everything else is just pretty much the default. But if you do have paddles, so for me, whenever I crouch, normally since I have my shit on default for my settings, I would crouch with B or circle. But I have paddles on my Xbox controller, so I have a paddle underneath the bottom, so I crouch with the paddle. So if you use paddles in the game, you just change it whatever you want. So I crouch with that. Sometimes I do crouch shoot when I'm sniping, but other than that, it's all personal preference. You play with paddles, it doesn't really matter. It just me out. Now let me go ahead and get to the one part I wanted to tell you guys about the controller. So I'm telling you right now, this is just me. It's all personal preference, but I'm telling you, it feels way different. Because if I turn this shit off, this controller is gonna feel like complete shit to me. Like, you can definitely tell the difference. And it's all personal preference. So, some people when they play this game, or they play like games on PC in general. Alright, so let me go ahead and show y'all something. So this is all personal preference. I don't use this, but when you have Steam loaded up in the background on your PC, and you load up this thing called Big Picture, you can go to the settings, and you can go to controller, and pretty much you could change like all the settings for your controller, like the button layout, all that, like the inputs, all that stuff. Now, I don't use this, and I'm not really too familiar with this because I don't use it, but you could probably look up a video, or you could just like look through all the settings yourself, and you can mess around with it, and like you can change all the buttons and like the controls for your controller. But for me, let me go ahead and show y'all what I do use. So I'm telling you right now, like this is what I use for like every game, especially FPS. Like this, anything with a controller, I use this shit. So I use this program. It's called DS for Windows. So I'm gonna have a link to it in the description below, and you can go ahead and download it. Now, I don't know why, but I'm telling you, like, so if I was to just plug in my controller and not have this program loaded up, bro, the controller would have hella delay. Like you can feel it. Like whenever you press the buttons down, the buttons feel like it's mad stiff. Like they feel stiff as shit, and then it's like the controller has hella delay. So you want to download this program? I'm telling you, your controller gonna feel totally different. Download DS for Windows. You want to create a profile. So hit new, create a profile, name it whatever you want. I have two different settings. Two different profiles. And then you want to go to controllers, and you want to hit edit. Now, you can change your dead zone, all that stuff. So I'm just going to scroll down. You guys can copy my stuff down if you want to have the same exact settings as I have. So I'm going to go through each one. I'm just going to scroll down, and you can go ahead and copy it. And then you want to make sure that you have this on 1 millisecond or max. It's the same thing, because I don't know, when you whenever you reload it, it's going to put it back to 1 millisecond right here, which is the same thing as max. It just doesn't have the 1000 hertz on next to it. It just says max, but it's the same thing. And then once you do that, you want to hit apply, and then hit save. And then every time you get on the game, like load this game up, you want to launch DS for Windows. That way, like, you can have all your settings, and you know your controller won't feel all clunky. That's just me. It's all personal preference. So you can either use this, you can use big picture mode right here, what I was just showing you, or you can just not use any of this and just play normal and not use any of these other third-party programs. This is my filters. So usually people use this thing called NVIDIA filters, and you can adjust the brightness, the contrast, and like just the vibrance of the game. Now I don't use that. I use NVIDIA control panel. So let me go ahead and show y'all. So you're not gonna be able to see how it looks from my perspective. Even though I'm recording, like, you're not gonna be able to see it. You're gonna just look at your monitor and then just like mess with it. But if you want the same exact settings as me, then just go ahead and copy these down, and it's gonna change the way your game looks on your monitor. I don't know why, but whenever I record and I'm trying to like adjust it and show y'all, it doesn't change like on the recording on my other monitor. Like it doesn't show on my OBS that I'm like adjusting it, like that is doing anything, but it is doing something. You just have to look at your monitor and you can see the difference in like the contrast and like the vibrance and everything. So you just want to open up the video control panel and then you want to go to this right here and you can change the brightness, contrast, gamma, digital vibrance, and hue. And this is what I use for R4. This is better than using the video control panel. I mean, this is better than using the video filters because whenever you use the video filters, I don't know why, but that shit, it does a lot of damage to your FPS. So this is way better. It doesn't like ruin your FPS. I used it in the past using the video filters and it just like damages your FPS. So if I was you, I'll recommend using this, or maybe you could use like a third party app or program and you could change your color brightness and like your gamma and all that stuff. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helps. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.